Hello students, today we are discussing an important concept in our class 10, that is nothing but our 15th chapter, probability. The probability is an important topic and a very easy topic for us to score minimum 5 to 6 marks in our board exam. Even in 9th class, we have probability concept and we have learned a few basics in probability. Now in class 10, we are continuing the concept. Here just I am giving an introduction about the probability. As we know that about probability, just let me give a small introduction. Probability means possibility. It is a branch of mathematics that deals with occurrence of random event. The value is expressed between zeros and 1. Probability has been introduced in maths to predict how likely events are to happen. As we know that here the probability means just possibility. Whatever the work we are doing, definitely to get an output, to have some possibilities. For example, when we are writing one mathematics exam, getting 10% marks, we can't say we have 100% possibility. We may or we may not. So here, the probability is nothing but the prediction. We are going to predict how best we are going to get. So the simple definition of probability is nothing but prediction and the means of possibility. Here we have a definition. Probability is a measure of the likelihood of an event to occur. Many events cannot be predicted with total certainty. We can predict only the chance of an event to occur, that is, how likely they are to happen using it. So probability can range in between 0 to 1, where 0 means the event to be an impossible one and 1 indicates a certain event. So here prediction. So we have some weather reports. Today there is a rain. Rain may come or may not come. For example, India is going to play a cricket match today. We can't say and we can't predict 100% today India is going to win. Like these predictions. So, many events cannot be predicted with total certainty. We can't predict exactly it is going to happen. Today it may rain. Today's one-day match, India may win and there is a chance to win 90%. This 90% we are giving the prediction because of the previous experiences. So in the particular ground, how many matches India had played and how many matches India had won. Based on all those our previous experiences, we are going to predict. That is nothing but prediction. So our prediction, finally it may come true or it may come false. We can't say that. It is just only a prediction. That is about the probability. It is just a brief introduction about the probability. Now here we have some important definitions. The first one is random experiment. So what is the meaning of random experiment? An experiment is called a random experiment if it satisfies the following conditions. First one, it has more than one possible outcome, and second one, it is not possible to predict the outcome in advance. You do any experiment in our life, we have many experiments, we are doing many activities in our day-to-day life. Every experiment or every activity, we have two outcomes. One is success, another one is failure. There is no activity to get 100% success without failure. Similarly, there is no experiment 100% getting fail without success. You do any experiment or any activity, definitely we have one, either success or failure, means we have two outcomes. Here, the definition is giving that it has more than one possible outcome. So, success is one outcome, failure is another outcome. It is not possible to predict the outcome in advance. So, when we are doing one experiment, we can't guess and we can't predict 100% we are going to get success. Definitely, we feel that we should get success, but it may happen, it may not happen. So, that is about our random experiment. And next we have outcomes and sample space. A possible result of random experiment is called its outcome. For example, when you are writing exam, what is your outcome? Either pass or fail. Or if you are tossing a coin, you may get head or you may get tail. That is our outcome. So a possible result of random experiment is called its outcome. Next, the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called sample space. Sample space is denoted by capital S. Here the definition you can see, the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. Whenever you do any experiment, definitely you will have some possible outcomes. So all possible outcomes, the set of all possible outcomes is nothing but our sample space, and it is denoted with yes. And each outcome of random experiment is called a sample point. Here you have one example to understand sample space. Suppose two coins are tossed at a time once. So at a time we are tossing two coins. In this, tossing the two coins is our random experiment. Here, what is our experiment? Tossing two coins at a time. When we toss two coins at a time, what are the possible outcomes? You may get tail tail, tail head, head tail, or head head. So among these four, any one outcome you may get. Now, the sample space S is equal to, so all possible outcomes we are keeping in flower brackets. This notation is nothing but called set. So, this set of all possible outcomes is nothing but called sample space S. In this set, TT means tail tail, tail head, head tail, head head are called sample points. So, this is about outcomes and sample space. Next, we have another definition, types of events, impossible and sure events. Let us see what is impossible event and what is sure event. The empty set pi and the sample space S describe events. Here, this symbol is known as pi. And here the sample space indicates capital S. In fact, pi is called an impossible event. Why it is called an impossible event? Pi. So in set theory, we have pi indicates empty. So nothing is there. There is no outcome. For example, let me give one example for you. We have a die. Usually we play. With die, if you throw a die, usually we get the outcomes either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Any one outcome comes from all of these. Now I have a question. Getting 7. So when you throw a die, is there any possibility to get 7? No, it will not happen, because you have only 6 faces for a die. On 6 faces you have 1 to 6 numbers. There is no chance to get 7. When there is no chance to get 7, that is nothing but impossible event, which is not at all possible, because there is no chance to get 7. We have a chance only to get either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. There is no chance to get 7. That is called impossible event. Now coming to the yes, just now we had a discussion about yes. S is nothing but the whole sample space is called sure event or certain event. Just now we have seen sample space. What is the meaning of sample space? A collection of all possible outcomes. The set of all possible outcomes is nothing but yes. So each sample point is nothing but called sure event or certain event. Now here, the probability of an impossible event. So for getting 7, we don't have any chances. So its probability is 0. Now probability of sure event. So all sample space, you have some elements. For every sample point, when you calculate probability, the total probability will get for us 1. Here probability of sure event is nothing but probability of sample space. So probability of sample space is nothing but equal to 1. Now we have a definition. The theoretical probability, also called classical probability, of an event E, written as P of E. P of E in the sense probability of an event E is defined as. So whatever the theoretical means, generally we discuss that we are converting into the mathematical form, means in the form of numericals. How to convert the theoretical one into a numerical one? For that we have a formula. What is that formula? Probability of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment E. So here we have a definition of the probability of E. Definitely when we do one experiment, in that you have some favorable outcomes and you have many possible outcomes. So the probability of E, the formula for the probability of an event is number of outcomes favorable to E by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. Next we have, here we have some examples to understand the probability concept. The first example, find the probability of getting a head when a coin is tossed once. Also find the probability of getting a tail. Here, find the probability of getting a head when a coin is tossed once. Also find the probability of getting a tail. Let us see here the solution. What is our experiment? Tossing a coin is our experiment. When we do that experiment, what are the possible outcomes we are getting? Tail or head. Either you get tail or head. Now, total how many possible outcomes we have? 2 possible. Tail is 1, head is 1. So total I have 2 possible outcomes. Now the probability of an event. What is event here? Probability of getting head. So probability of getting head, here we have number of favorable outcomes by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment E. So this is our experiment here. Now probability of event E, we have number of outcomes favorable to E by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment E. Now what is our question? Probability of getting a head, and also we need to find probability of getting a tail. Now probability of getting a tail. So probability of getting a tail, here we have only one possible outcome, the favorable outcome 2. Possible outcomes we have. How many favorable outcomes we have? To get it true, we have only one. And total number of possible outcomes are 2. So, similarly, how many favorable outcomes we have to get head? Only 1. And total number of possible outcomes are 2. Let us see the probability. So, probability of getting a tail is nothing but 1 by 2. Probability of getting a head is nothing but 1 by 2. Here, getting a tail as well as getting a head, we have equal possibilities. So 50% we have a chance to get a tail. Similarly, 50% we have a chance to get a head. This is about example number 1. Let us see another example here. Example 2. A bag contains a red ball, a blue ball, and a yellow ball. All the balls being of the same size. Kritika takes out a ball from the bag without looking into it. What is the probability that she takes out the yellow ball, red ball, blue ball? So first, in probability, we need to read the question very carefully and we have to understand, then we can calculate very easily. The question is, we have a bag, we have 3 different colors of balls. One is red ball, another one is blue ball, next one is yellow ball. So total how many balls are there? 3 balls we have. Now there is a question. What is the probability of getting a yellow ball, getting a red ball and getting a blue ball? Let us see the solution. Here we have total number of balls in the bag. 1 red plus 1 blue plus 1 yellow. We have total 3 balls here. Now the probability formula, probability of an event is number of outcomes favorable to E by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment E. Now our first question, getting the probability of an yellow ball. So the probability of getting a yellow ball. So how many yellow balls we have? Only 1 yellow ball I have here. So the favorable outcomes is 1 I have. When we have 1 favorable outcome, so number of outcomes favorable to E is only 1. And total number of balls in the bag, I have 3. So the probability of getting a yellow ball is 1 by 3. I have only 1 yellow ball. So the numerator you get 1 and total number of balls in the bag is 3. So probability of getting yellow ball is nothing but 1 by 3. Next, probability of getting a red ball. Here also, how many red balls we have? Only 1 red ball. And total number of balls in the bag are 3. So the probability we have 1 by 3. Next, probability of blue ball. Probability of getting a blue ball. Again, we have only 1 blue ball in the bag and total number of balls in the bag are 3. So the probability of getting a blue ball is 1 by 3. So here also we have getting yellow ball, red ball, blue ball, all are having equal possibilities. We have 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. 3 are having equal chances. So the Kritika can taking a yellow ball or a red ball or blue ball. So getting each ball we have equal possibilities. This is about example number 2. Next we have example number 3. Suppose we throw a die once. What is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? What is the probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4? So now here the problem is based on die. As we know that when we throw a die, every die has 6 faces. On each face we have 1 to 6 numbers. Now the question, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? Next question, what is the probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4? Let us see how to solve this problem. What is our experiment here. Throwing a die is an experiment. As we know that when we do any experiment, definitely we have some outcomes. What are the outcomes here? So the possible outcomes are, you may get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So among these numbers, you may get any one as your outcome. So total number of possible outcomes are 6. Now the first question. What is our first question? And here we have a formula for probability of an event. Number of favorable outcomes by number of all possible outcomes. Probability of getting a number greater than 4. Probability of getting a number greater than 4. Now let us see greater than 4. What are the numbers we have? 1 and 2. Here 5 and 6. These are the two numbers which are greater than 4. So possible outcomes are 5 or 6. Means how many favorable outcomes we have? 2 favorable outcomes. So the probability we have 2 by 6, that is nothing but 1 by 3. Here we are taking 2, means I have 2 favorable outcomes and total number of outcomes are 6. So 2 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 3. Now what is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? Is nothing but 1 by 3. Now the second question, what is the probability of a number less than or equal to 4? Less than or equal to 4. What are the possible outcomes we have? We have the possible outcomes are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. I have total 4 possible outcomes here, means favorable outcomes. Now the probability is, I have total 4 favorable outcomes. So 4 by total number of possible outcomes are 6. So 4 by 6 is nothing but 2 by 3. Here also when we observe, here probability of getting a number greater than 4 is 1 by 3. Probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4 is nothing but 2 by 3. By adding these two, you will have 1. Means probability of sample space. So probability of sample space is always equal to 1. This is about example number 3. Now here we have some important points to remember. An event having only one outcome of the experiment is called an elementary event. If you have only one outcome, that is nothing but called an elementary event. Definitely, if you do any experiment, you will not have only one outcome. Minimum, you will have 2 outcomes. So when you toss a coin, you have 2 outcomes. One is head, another one is tail. So here head is one elementary event, tail is also another elementary event. Similarly, when you throw a die, so 1 is an elementary event, 2 is an elementary event, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that, every outcome comes an elementary event. The sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is 1. When we do any experiment, we have seen the first example. There, getting the probability of head is 1 by 2 and getting probability of tail is also 1 by 2. By adding those two probability, you will have 1. So the sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is 1. We denote the event not E by E dash. We denote the event not E. Not E means, for example, when event E is success, not E means failure, which we denote here E bar. We can denote it with E bar or E dash. Not E, we can denote with E bar. E bar in the sense not E. So probability of E plus probability of not E gives us 1. For example, getting head is my success. What is the probability of getting head? 1 by 2. Not head in the sense, automatically we get tail. What is the probability of tail? 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 gives us 1. So probability of an event and probability of not an event, the sum gives us 1. That symbolically we can represent probability of E plus probability of E dash is equal to 1, which gives us probability of E dash is equal to 1 minus probability of event E. When we know probability of E, means when we know what is the probability to get success, then automatically we can get the probability of getting fail. If you know what is the probability of getting head, automatically we can get probability of getting tail by using this formula. So probability of E dash or E bar is equal to 1 minus probability of E. In general, it is true that for an event E, probability of E bar is equal to 1 minus probability of E. The event E representing not E is called the complement of the event E. So here we have complement of event. We also say that E and E bar are complementary events. When E is an event, its complementary event is E bar. When E bar is in event, its complementary event is E. It is about the complementary events and about an elementary event. Now, here we have another important note point. From the definition of probability of E, we see that the numerator means number of outcomes favorable to the event is always less than or equal to the denominator, the number of all possible outcomes. When we observe any experiment, definitely the numerator value is less than or equal to the denominator. It will not exceed to the denominator. So the probability value is always lie between 0 to 1. What is the least possibility to get a probability means 0. The maximum value of a probability is nothing but 1. So any experiment when you take, any probability when you calculate, the probability of an event must be lie between 0 to 1. It will not go less than 0. It will not go more than 1. Next, here one important concept we have. Probability entire topic is mainly depending on tossing a coin, throwing a die, and pack of cards. We have playing cards. Here I am going to give some information about the pack of playing cards. What we have. Usually, in a pack of playing cards, we have 52 cards other than jokers. Usually when we have set of pack of cards, you will find 54. In that, excluding 2 jokers, we have only 52 cards. In that, we have some black cards and some red cards. So number of black cards are 26. Again, these 26 are divided into 2 ways. So one is with this symbol. This symbol is nothing but called spade. So we have spade cards 13 and this symbol is known as club and club cards are 13. Total we have 13 spade cards and 13 club cards. Total we have 26 black cards. Now, number of red cards. Here, red cards also we have total 26. These 26 also are divided into 2 ways. One is, this is the symbol we call heart and this is the symbol we call diamond. So with heart symbol we have 13 cards, with the diamond symbol we have 13 cards. So finally, out of 52 cards, I have 26 black cards. In the 26, I have 13 spade and 13 club. And 26 red cards I have, in that 13 heart and 13 diamond cards. And here one more important, face cards. So what is the meaning of face cards? Here in set of cards you will have king, queen and jock. King K, queen Q, jock J. You can find J, K, Q cards. When we observe J, K, Q cards, you can find some faces on the card. That's why they are nothing but called face cards. Here, in every symbol, with every symbol you have one king, one queen, one jock. Means spade you have one king, one queen, one jock. Club you have one king, one queen, one jock. Heart, diamond also you have. Here you can see the cards. Here you have, this is the symbol we call club. Now with this we have, let us see, ace means which indicates 1. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are number cards. And J, you can observe here, you can find one face here. Similarly, Q, here also we have one Q means queen and king. So these are the 13 cards which are in black color and with the symbol club. Next we have another black cards. This is nothing but we have this symbol is known as spade. In spade also we have one ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and J, Q, king. J indicate jock, queen, king. These three cards are nothing but called face cards. Total we have here 3 and here 3, 6 face cards in black color. You can observe in every symbol you have one ace, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5 like that, 1, 1 number. These are about black cards. We have 13 plus 13, total 26 black cards. Now let us come for red. Now this symbol is nothing but called heart symbol, and here we have A to K, means A to 10 numbers we have, and J, jock, queen and king we have 3. Next another red color symbol we have diamond color. Even in diamond color also we have A to 10 number cards are there, and J, Q, K, these are nothing but called face cards. So we have total 26 black cards and 26 red cards. In every black cards we have A to 10 and JKQ. In red cards also we have A to 10 JK. Total we have 6 black face cards and 6 red face cards. Now let us see a problem to understand this concept. Here we have example number 4. What is given the question? One card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Calculate the probability that the card will be an ace, not be an ace. So just now we had a discussion about a deck of 52 cards. How many black cards and how many red cards are there? Here the question we have, getting a probability an ace and getting not be an ace. That is the question. Let us see here the solution. Total number of cards. How many cards we have? 52, as we know that. Next, probability of an ace. What is the probability to get an ace? As we know that, probability of an ace. How many ace cards will be? Just now we have seen that. In club we have one ace. In spade we have one ace. Heart we have one ace. And diamond we have one ace. With 4 symbols we have 1 ace card, means total I have 4 ace cards. So the probability is 4 by 52, means the favorable outcomes are 4 and the total number of cards are 52. So 4 by 52 is nothing but 1 by 13. This is about probability of an ace. Now probability of an event is 1 by 30. Now not an event. Just now we have seen one remark. What is the formula for not an event, Nana? So probability not be an ace is equal to probability of not E. For that we have a formula that 1 minus probability of an event, that is 1 minus 1 by 13. Just now we have what is the probability to get an ace. To get an ace is 1 by 13 in the sense. Not to get an ace is nothing but 12 by 13. This can be solved in another way also. What is that? Now probability not an ace. Out of 52, when we have 4 ace card, when we remove that 4 ace card, then remaining how many are there? 48. So the probability not be an ace is nothing but 48 by 52. That is nothing but 12 by 13. So probability not be an ace can be calculated either by using the formula or either by using the concept. This is about a deck of 52 cards. And here another example we have. Example number 5. 2 players, Sangeeta and Reshma, play a tennis match. It is known that the probability of Sangeeta winning the match is 0.62. What is the probability of Reshma winning the match? See, very simple question. Just what you have to do means read the problem carefully and try to understand it. How many players are there in this? Two players. One is Sangeeta, another one is Reshma. What they are doing? They are playing a tennis match. Definitely when they are playing a tennis match, so the outcome will be only one can win the match. Either Sangeeta can win or Reshma. There is no chance to get both are going to win the match. Here they have given the information. The probability of Sangeeta winning the match is 0.62. When Sangeeta is having the probability of winning the match is 0.62. What is the probability of Reshma winning the match? Very simple. When 0.62 is the winning possible probability of Sangeeta means the remaining is nothing but winning of Reshma. Let us see how to solve this problem. Solution. According to the problem, we know that probability of Sangeeta plus probability of Reshma is nothing but 1. As we know that probability of sample space is 1. Now, it is given in the question. What is given? Probability of Sangeeta is given 0.62. Now I need to find probability of Reshma. How to get probability of Reshma? 1 minus probability of Sangeeta. That is nothing but 1 minus 0.62. That is nothing but 0.38. Now what is the winning probability of Reshma? 0.38. So therefore, probability of Reshma winning the match is 0.38. So this is about today's video. The next video we will continue the remaining concept of probability. Hari Om.